going on Facebook. Let me know when we're good on Facebook. Thank you, Art. We're good? Good. Good on Facebook. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Facebook. Ladies and gentlemen, this US-China trade war, China devalued their currency. When was the last time this happened? And is the flash crash of 2019 still up and coming? What's working now? And how we will bring you even more value through these free shows, our algorithmic support and resistance levels, as well as our final thoughts on the market. I am Mark Melnick, and this is the Newsbeat Show. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Newsbeat Show. We're going to talk about this US-China trade war and actually what happened last time that China devalued their currency, actually much harder. They actually devalued their currency 3 times in succession within the same week. And then it was followed by a flash crash. And we're going to go back to that flash crash and we're going to talk to you about that, as well as what's working in this environment and so much more. By watching this video, you are holding me, Mark Melnick, and T3 Live harmless and not responsible for anything portrayed on this show. If you disagree to that, leave. If you do agree, just keep watching because you are agreeing to those terms. So I have a little bit of an agenda for you tonight. We're just going to go through this agenda here. And we're going to start off right here on the US-China trade war. When was the last time this happened? What happened last time we had a US-China trade war? And everybody is hearing about it today. The People's Bank of China, also famously known by the acronym of PBOC, set the yuan, the daily reference rate, below 7 per dollar for the first time in over a decade. This is, of course, in response to the new tariffs of 10% on a total of $300 billion worth of Chinese imports imposed by the current administration. And these tariffs are supposed to go off by September 1st. After the reaction to China devaluing their currency, I think everybody saw what happened today, and we just started plummeting in the market. We just like literally crashed down. Kind of funny how I was talking about the market being in a bubble here, but I wasn't expecting it to go like this, to be honest. But obviously, geopolitical news does reign supreme in something like this. But I'm not going to just tell you what you already know. Anybody can do that. Any imbecile with a chart can show you actually this is what happened in the queues. What I want to do is I need to take you back in time. I'm going to take you back in time in the market and show you exactly what happened. So it was August 11th, 2015. Believe it or not, even though today is August 5th, the last time China devalued their currency was actually approximately 4 years ago, 6 days later, but 4 years ago on August 11th, 2015. And we're going to just take you on a little time traveling mission all the way back. We're looking at the triple Qs. You could use the spiders, whatever you need. And if you don't remember, it was one of the days I think I made like $300,000 that day. Not on August 11th, but on the flash crash of August 24th. But again, this is not about that. I just want to explain to you what happened. So right over here on August 11th, it seemed like a big nothing burger. Right over here, China devalued their yuan 3 consecutive devaluations, knocking off 3% of its value. After a decade of steady appreciation against the US dollars, investors had become accustomed to the stability and the growing strength of the Chinese yuan. Thus, while a somewhat insignificant change for Forex markets. The drop, which amounted to 4% over the subsequent 2 days afterwards, rattled investors. And this is what happened. After they devalued it, we just started plunging hard. I mean, the Qs, just to give you an idea, the Qs right over here closed at $110.71. Ah, the good old days 4 years ago. Went from 110.71, I kid you not, to 84.74. I bought thousands of shares of Qs at 84.75, literally 1 penny above this day low. It's hard to see. Let me just remove this stupid ad. It's hard to see, but I'll zoom in so you could see it. The actual tail goes through the volume bar here. So the Qs were actually down here. I don't know if you could see the tail, right? And then we put in a green bar and we bounced real hard, 50% of the way. Then even more over the coming few weeks to fall down and then up, and then the rest, I think most of you guys know we went all the way up and then down. But I'm going to show you an indicator here that I'm going to add to the chart. And this is just tradingview.com. And I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to just add simple standard Bollinger Bands. And what you do is you see the Qs opening up below the Bollinger Band here and closing with a green bar. The green bar is open versus close. That's how the green bars are judged. So even though the Qs were down on the day, it was a green bar because it closed higher than where it opens, and that judges the color of the bar. The color of the bar matters a lot. We plunged. The Qs closed right here at 98.46 on the day and opened up at 102.07. Fell and then climbed even higher. Let's fast forward, right? Let's go to today now. Let's go all the way back to today. And what you're going to realize why the Bollinger Bands are such a good thing is because they are a phenomenal indicator of when the Qs want to start heading higher again. When you start putting these green Bollinger Bands that opened up below, like right over here, and pushed up above, or like a green bar right here is a perfect example where, I mean, even look, this is November 20th, 2018 from last year, just short of a year ago, whatever, 9, 10 months ago. The Qs closed right here at 159.16, excuse me, only to open up at 161.29. So you could just see a beautiful $2 gap up in the market. Now you see the market just absolutely plunging. You see it absolutely plunging. You want to nail the bottom of the market? You want to know how to nail the bottom of the market, the main headline of our agenda today. You want to know how to nail the bottom of the market? I can't give you the exact number. I'm not going to say the number is $176.10 like I usually do and say that's support, that's where we bounce. I could do that and I could show you where we bounce. And there's a good chance there would be a bottom like that, but that's not important. The important bottom for a conviction bottom in the market is going to wait for that green bar to close, because when the Qs did this before, it always pops up the next day. Not only that, when the Qs did this before on China devaluing their currency, it's currency manipulation is, the term is a very correct term. China would not disagree with that term. They weaponized their currency. China weaponized their currency. Think of a trade war is you're not firing missiles at each other. If that happened, we would have a much different conversation right now. That would be World War III. That's something that we don't really want to see. But in a trade war, the imports, the exports, the tariffs, currency was China's secret weapon in this trade war. Now, what does that ultimately mean? Does that mean that we're going to get the flash crash like we did before? And again, I'm going to take you back and just show you this one more time, just so you understand what the flash crash of 2015 looked like. The Qs opened up at 94.23, plummeted $10, and rallied the whole day. I remember even the feeling that day. I would go and I bought like 6,000 shares of Alibaba, 2,000 shares of Baidu. Do you realize what Baidu did that day? I think it bottomed out at 100 and rallied like 40, $50. Remember like Baidu that day hit like breaking $100 and then just like rallying 40, 50 points. It was magical. And I was just buying everything. It was like such a magical day. And that's why I remember it so clearly. And that's why I think it's important to talk about. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we will have a flash crash of 2019, but everything that happened before is lining up similarly, or rather almost identically, short of, different numbers of where the Qs and spiders were trading at the time, just to give you an idea of where the spiders were during that time. And I'll just take you back here really quick to the the flash crash here. I think it'll look pretty obvious. Just to give you an idea on the spiders opened up at 187 this day, hit a low of 182.40, and then rallied. The spiders weren't as dramatic, but the same thing was true with the green bar underneath the Bollinger Band support. The spiders here closed at 189.55 and opened up at 195.43. The spiders were gapped up almost $10 the next day, just short of 10 points. So are we going to get another flash crash? Maybe. But as soon as the Qs and or spiders close higher than where they open, it's time to go heavy, in my opinion, on the overnight long. Now, the beautiful thing with options is you don't have to ever risk more than you're willing to put in. The way I view options always is you're risking 100% of what you put in. And that's the only fair way to look at anything, I believe, in the market, and that will keep you safe mentally for the future. If I see, and I'm telling you ahead of time because I do these shows at night, and you might not be part of the Newsbeat service, so I'm trying to bring you value. But put it this way, if the Qs tomorrow, like right now, the market is gapped down stupidly. Like if you have a better word to describe it, let me know. The Qs are gapped down like $4.70. The Qs are gapped down almost 5 points at the moment. Spiders at 277.60. Spiders are gapped down like $6.22 at the moment. We're going to share with you the algo levels as well. So we're experiencing a massive down move overnight, and I want to talk about what's working. So a lot of you came to the Newsbeat live room and were giving me rave results. And how many of you guys always see the person in the room, or maybe you're the person or people who are like, oh, we should have been shorting all day. And then you see the market shoot up. And then you're like, we should have been going long all day. How many people know that person or see that person or see people like that? Oh, the easier move was down today. Oh, was it really? Was it really? So I was speaking to a lot of my big pals, and I was asking them on a day like today, on the traders who made money, were the majority of them long or short? And not to my surprise, maybe to your surprise, they told me that in every market environment, the vast majority of the money is made to the long side. In every market environment, the vast majority of money at every brokerage is to the long side. So, um, I want to talk about the Newsbeat challenge here for a second. Just give me a moment because I'm going to show you something that is going to change the way you think about the market. And we had a new challenge for the week, and the name we highlighted today was Tyson. Was Tyson. Tyson on the Mark V strategy. So for those traders who did catch this move, it was easy peasy lemon squeezy. The Mark 5 strategy dictates that you go long through 84.46 right over here for tested day highs at 85.26, and it shot up and it actually kept running up until the market really started coming in hard, and it actually, still closed very up on the day. Tyson Foods. For those traders who took this trade, most of the traders were done by 10 a.m. today. Most of the traders did the Mark 5 on Tyson, and that was it. That was it. That was their day. They were done. That was their day. Look at this up move while the market looked like this, while the triple Qs were going down like this, while the spiders were going down like this. Look at what Tyson did. And it's very important to note these things because the truth is there are a lot of traders who made most of their money going long the market, like myself. I have made very many millions of dollars going long the market. The vast majority of the money I made is going long. That is not a strength or a weakness, ladies and gentlemen. That is a fact. And one of the things of discovering yourself as a trader, there are traders who like to short little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10 names. And one thing will always inevitably happen to those traders is though they walk in one day and they're down 300-400 grand because the stock will pop up for whatever reason. They'll be short and they'll get crushed. And then there are traders who are just bullish all the time, and then the market will drop and they'll get crushed. The point I'm making is you're not supposed to break out of your comfort zone to make money in the market. If going long names makes you more comfortable than going short names, that is exactly what you should be doing. You just need to bend the strategies and the market around yourself. You can't control the flow of the water coming to you, but you can make waves in the water the way you need it to. And what is working now, ladies and gentlemen, is the Mark 5 strategy. So I wrote down a few names here. I have it on my paper. Tyson, ALLK, ON, and Cars. And I just wanted to show you the Mark 5 strategy on them real quickly because, yes, we are finding ways to make money in this environment that are easy and simple still. ALLK, Mark 5 strategy. How many of you guys emailed me today? I didn't trade this one. Well, just all honesty, like I didn't. It doesn't matter. But we called it out in real time above 63.50. Traders were buying it right over here above 63.50. ALLK went to 67.90 in one 5-minute candle. I'm not even insinuating that you caught the $4.40 move or even higher if you held it on this one 5-minute candle. I'm not even insinuating that. Maybe you caught $1.50. Maybe you caught $1. Maybe you caught $2. And I'm saying that is enough to make a trader's day. Being consistent in this environment is easy if you are following the Newsbeat live room and what we do and what we teach and what we preach. Making money in an environment like this is never difficult. You make it difficult, and it's not even your fault. As I warned you guys last week, when you follow rooms, when you follow services, scammy, whammy, blammy, shake you out, 10 names, 20 names, 30 name services where they're just dropping trades on you all day. A lot of people are attracted to that. Even now you're thinking about that, like maybe that's what I should do. Those are the traders. If you are watching the markets all day, be honest, because you're talking to somebody who could stare at a computer screen 24/7. I'm an ex-professional video game player. I could look at this monitor day and night. How many people who are just watching the market all day felt like you were just mentally drained, like exhausted in a negative way? In a negative way. Not like, wow, I figured out like a new scientific mathematical theory. My head is spinning, but wow, I feel great. I mean, negatively. How many of you guys feel that way right now? Admit it right now, because you typing in that you admit it is the first step to your recovery. Hi, I'm Mark and I'm an alcoholic. I don't drink alcohol that often, but it's like you come in and the first thing you do at Alcoholics Anonymous is you have to admit it. And this is actually, there's scientific evidence relaying this. Emily, Kevin, how many of you guys? Duane, Art, Chong, Amy, you can't take away yourself from the charts. Mark, Shelby, Claudio, Alex R, Joe, Mariam, Partho, Eric, Andrew, JB. You used to until I saved you, Rick. Thank you. First time in a month, you would thank you, Thomas. Because we preach to you not to do that. There are services out there which we call flood services. They're all scams. They are all scams. They're soft scams. But basically, they're scams because it doesn't work for 97, 98, 99% of you. And while everybody will openly admit nothing works for 100% of people, nothing fails for 100% of people, they teeter these services on failing for everybody. And even if they're free, even if they pay you to be in those rooms, it's not worth it because you are, short of some miraculous roll of the dice, you will be somebody who fails. What we have developed is a system that could work for the majority of people. And we have something very special for you that's going to add a ton of value. And that's going to take you right to step 4. I just wanted to show you real quick ON, because this was actually our short Mark 5 today. Short Mark 5 right through $18.31. Look at that. Look at those beautiful 5-minute candles. Now again, I'm not insinuating that you held it all day as it drifted lower. I'm being modest. Anybody could look at that. I'm saying you shorted here through 1831 and you're up money every single step of the way for the next 15 minutes and you decide when to take it off 20 minutes. Actually, you're never down money for the rest of the day in actuality. But you're up money right away. There are people who are batting 100% ever since taking the Newsbeat Bandit course. There are traders batting in the 90s. There are traders batting in the 80s. Real traders. And you know what I love about most of these traders? Not all of them, but most of them that are writing into me because they're so excited. Most of them were bleeding, struggling traders. We're giving you true solutions here by not flooding you with a million names. Ask anybody in my room. I try to shut up as often as I can. The more and more voices in your head, the more likely you are to overtrade, the more likely you are to do something stupid. I have to repeat what you said, Thomas, because that's awesome. Been doing this for almost 14 years. And last month wasn't sure if I could keep doing it until I took the Bandit course. And I'm going to tell you now what we're going to do to bring you more value. If you enjoy the value we bring you here, thumbs it up, share the video, write in a comment. Show me that I like it. And again, I don't monetize this stuff. I couldn't tell you what the paycheck from YouTube or Facebook looks like because I don't monetize these ads. But you know what it does? It encourages me to bring you more content. Let me know if you like it. Or be one of the idiotic trolls who already left this video and thumbs it down within the first 5 seconds, including when we did a cancer research drive, and they thumbs those videos down as well. You could be one of those people. I am disrupting the industry, ladies and gentlemen. That's why I rub people the wrong way, because I am exposing these Wall Street trading rooms for the scam, wham, blam type garbage services they are offering. And while nothing's 100%, I will never stop fighting until you're profitable. You're struggling right now. I will never stop fighting. I even I even got an email. I even got an email today. Hold on. Screen will go black cuz I want to share it with you. Just want to show you. I say this cuz she's my spirit animal, and it came right from T3. And it basically says, we're having a large number of people requesting for us to provide your personal information to set up a call with you. I don't personally want to hand any of our contributors' numbers like confetti. LOL. Yeah, except none of your other contributors offer their phone number, except for me. As we continue to grow, I think this will get very difficult for you to manage. Honestly, yes, you are 100% right. You are 100% right. Are you giving out your digits to everyone? Can we know at what point we will need to just say no? Let me know your thoughts on recent requests. I want to make sure that we do not have trial people in the service that are taking advantage of you for a month and then canceling. This really should be geared towards those who've invested with you seriously. Otherwise, it's not fair to you. And all of us here busting our rear ends to push to higher levels, we definitely do not want you as an unpaid consultant. And I'm not going to drop the lady's name who wrote that to me, but if I could clone anyone in the world, it would be her. I would clone her 1,000 times and send her in like every direction in the planet in a circle and just spread her everywhere to bring amazingness to the planet. That would make the world a better place. I would actually clone this woman 100, as many 100 more if I could. I would clone her everywhere. And let me tell you, there will never be a point where I just say no. There will never be a point where I just say no. It won't happen. Why? Because I give a shit. And you might be struggling, and I care, and I'm up at night, and I'm figuring out new ways, and I'm doing things that are going to ensure that you're going to be successful. And this is what I'm talking about, bringing more value. We are going to be bringing to you real live calls from people who are struggling, people who are doing well, and we're going to bring you more value by actually doing live interviews with real traders who are struggling instead of just throwing out blanket statements, blanket P&Ls, blanket numbers, shiny bling, fancy houses, fancy cars, fancy 50 to $100,000 P&Ls. We're going to actually find you solutions and keep fighting. It's funny because it's getting to the point where when I have all this pressure on me and the T3 Live Newsbeat room is just growing to epic proportions, I actually work harder. I don't, my service doesn't get diluted. I actually bring you more and more and more because the larger we grow, the more important it is to serve people who are not yet consistent. You know what gets me up in the morning? You know what gets me up in the morning? Every morning I have emails thanking me for trades people done, things people have done. That's what gets me up. And you know what I see when I see those emails? I say, I was accountable for your success. You did well. You get to move on. You're, and it makes me even fight harder for those people who are not there yet. It's always like, if you want to know what's on the top of my pyramid, what I hold up, like Atlas, with the world on his shoulders, it's traders who are not making money in any environment. I know this video is supposed to be how well I do and how well my numbers are and how you could do it too. But it's funny? On all those videos that you see the 50, 100,000, 10,000, $1,000 P&Ls, 98, 99% of the people who follow and try to learn that will never make that number ever. You want to know the differences when I started running the room like this? And I've been running rooms for 12 years, believe me. I've had my flaws. That's what I'm doing. I'm fixing them. I'm growing as a human being. I'm growing as a trading broadcaster. and I'm actually helping the majority of traders grow around me. And to me, that to me is such a blessing to wake up every morning and have a mission to try to help as many people as possible. And that's what I thrive on. That is what I thrive on. You want tomorrow's algorithmic levels? Don't laugh. They're real. $169.22 on the triple Qs. Your eyes do not deceiveth you, young Padawan. These are the levels for tomorrow. Support and resistance. They don't usually hit. They don't always hit, but when they do, I tend to have an easier time making money by buying through support or shorting through resistance. So maybe a flash crash is here. Maybe it isn't. But I can guarantee you that what I'm going to try to do to call the market bottom, and I'm telling it to you ahead of time, I'm telling it to you right now as the futures are decimated. Absolutely anything can happen overnight, but as we're talking live right now, the Qs are at 176.35. The Qs closed at 180.73. What I am saying is that's okay that we're down tomorrow. If the Qs close higher, and there's a good chance of it happening tomorrow, if the Qs close higher than where they open, let's say the Qs, for stupid argument's sake, Qs are at 176.35. Let's make it won't open there, but let's just say it opens up at 176.35 tomorrow and it closes at 177.50. What I am saying is it's an overnight long and you could buy it right before the market closes for a gap up the next day. Remember, we have again, I'm not always right. I'll be wrong not as often as I am right, but I will be wrong. I try to be right over 70% of the time with these predictions. This prediction, I'm probably going to be right well into the 90s on this type of prediction. You have to remember, we have the only video in the world on YouTube and Facebook to prove it to you. Look at the video we did on Sunday, December 23rd. On Sunday, December 23rd. And we basically said before the market opened on this day, as the futures were down, we said if you buy the market into the close, like right at the close, you're going to make money. Gapped up the next day, exploded. It was the bottom of the entire market. We made this call. So does that mean that I'm going to be right again? No, but I am going to put my money where my mouth is, and you're going to know when I'm putting my money where my mouth is, even if you're not a Newsbeat Live member. Not sure why you wouldn't want somebody like me fighting on your behalf. I'm not sure why you wouldn't want that, because someone like me, I humbly believe I have taken so many steps, and maybe just a little bit of motivation here. Just a little bit of motivation here, I feel is very important because you just need to fully understand what are the type of things that I can end up bringing for you as a trader. I think I can bring you, I think I'm going to be able to bring you something that's magical in the market. And maybe you are the forgotten person on Wall Street. Maybe the service you signed up for didn't work yet. But whatever it is, wherever you are, I will say one thing. The least a service could do for you, with the probably inevitable thousands, some people tens of thousands, some people more, that you've spent on education and all these things, the least they could do for you is go out of their way to do everything they can to ensure that you will become a successful, consistently profitable trader. And from what I've seen, there is nobody on Wall Street who is doing that except for the Newsbeat Live Room. And this is not patting myself on the back. As soon as this is over, I go on the phone. My weekends, talking to people. I go outside, I enjoy the weather, and I go on a phone call. I sit in my car. I drive around on a phone call. Bluetooth. I don't hands-free driving. I don't do that because I want to be accountable for your success. I want to be accountable for your trading. I want to be, if you let me. If you let me be accountable for your trading, I will show you just how easy it is to remain consistent in this market. And I think a lot of you are getting a lot of you who have not become consistent yet, a lot of you became consistent, but a lot of you that hasn't come consistent yet, I think you're starting to realize exactly what you need to do. And that point of self-realization, believe it or not, is one of the greatest gifts in the world. Now we're going to help rewire your brain to ensure that you are going to become successful, to ensure that you don't need to short the market because it was down and have somebody say, yo, why are you buying there for a 50-cent move when you could have been shorting for dollars? Yes, thank you, Captain Hindsight. It's very nice for people to tell you what you could have done after it happened. Some people are very good at that. They're like blessed storytellers. They could tell you what happened. It's very easy. We try to use more predictive analysis. We try to actually share strategies that work for every, everyone. Strategy, I know my voice is a little coarse. Welcome to having children. Um, we tried to bring you these strategies that work for everyone. So, what we're going to be doing is this week we will start having real talks with real traders, addressing their problems in a real time basis. And what you're going to realize is a lot of the problems you have, which is a blessing in disguise, other traders have. A lot of the problems you have, you don't even realize it's a problem until somebody shines a light on it. Me, I am the person here at T3, nobody else, just me, Mark Melnick, who has been talking to thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people. I am that person. I put in the time. I put in the effort. To the point where I'm even getting emails saying, Mark, it's too much, Mark. It's it's way too much, Mark. This email came in 6:05 p.m. I wasn't even going to sign. I wasn't even going to share it with you. I wasn't even going to share it with you. But I think it highlights a point where I'm blessed that I have somebody who cares for me on the other end. But they're like, Mark, you're doing too much, man. We don't want to be handing out, your number to everyone. Think I give a crap if people have my number? You think I care? Think, ooh, it's such a personal thing. People who are like that, I find, especially in our industry, people look up to us as, wow, these big trading gurus out there, and we almost are like superstars of like the Wall Street industry. And no, I'm not as big as a Warren Buffett or not. I'm not even a George Soros. I'm not even at that level. I could see them with a telescope up in the sky. I'm not any of those people. But I am somebody who genuinely will give a crap about your trading. And by sharing these phone calls with you now, you're going to realize that I'm going to be uncovering holes within your trading that could easily be preventing you from success. And by watching these videos, not this one in particular, well, in general, the videos where I start having personal phone calls and you get to hear and see both sides of the call, of course, with the person's permission, that is going to uncover something that has never been done before. There's been trader interviews with other traders all the time. I'm not the first person doing that. But nobody opened up the floodgates like we're about to open. Nobody said, you ever hear, bring me your poor, bring me your tired, bring me your struggling trader, bring me your inconsistent trader, bring me that person. Because that's the person who needs the most help, not the person who is making $7.5 million in the room, Not another person who made $23 million last year. These are real people. And maybe you do want to talk to that person. Maybe you do want to see me interview that person, and maybe I will. But you know what? Highlighting what struggling traders are going through are just as important as highlighting what the best traders are doing very well. Highlighting both sides of the table is crucial for your success because you need to see where people struggle and you need to ultimately see where people succeed. And it's users like you, and this is just our way of saying thank you because it's users like you that make the Newsbeat Live Room T3's #1 largest and fastest growing trading room. Happy trading, make money. I'll see you guys tomorrow on the Newsbeat Live trading broadcast. Have a wonderful evening.